Donna.
Okay, great. As we come on live, we're
Good
going to
morning.
welcome, yeah, good morning. We're welcoming Olga Hurtado. We're beyond excited to welcome her. I just met her a few minutes ago, so I have to say, but I think we've been around each other for many years. So super, super awesome to have you join us on the Bookkeepers on Fire community. So she has, well, like over 21 years experience. She's built this wonderful business called Neat Books, where she has over, I think, around 20 employees, as we were discussing. And she's truly on fire in the bookkeeping world, as you will learn in a few minutes. So take it away, Deb,
Well, I'm
and
thrilled you're
let's get
here.
this conversation going.
Now,
Yeah.
I know Olga because Olga and I are a member of a community called, well, what's it called now? It was Alt Accountant. Was it Reframe or something?
Reframe. Hi, everyone. Hi.
You know, what's funny is, once you get used to calling it something, it's difficult to change it. Like my daughter's name is Max, but she was Marilee, and I still call her Marilee, and she goes, "Mom, it's Max." So, I call, so I know Alt Accountant. It's Reframe now, and it's a
Right.
great community that Hector and Carlos have put together, and that's where we met. And I thought, oh, she'd be a great guest. And sure enough, last time we were together in our circle in our meeting, I texted her, I DM'd her, and I said, Olga, would you like to be a guest on our YouTube channel? Sure enough.
And I was like, yes, of course,
Yes.
Debbie.
And so then I said, well, Donna will be in touch. So then I texted Donna off to the side, and she immediately texted Olga, and Olga said, boy, that was fast. I go, Donna's really good.
That's exactly what happened.
So
Well,
let's
I was
talk
having a
about,
good day that day. That happened to be a good day.
so let's talk about, you are in Miami area with Doral, correct?
Correct. That's where we are right now. And I've been living in the same area for 20 years. So
And you came from Colombia. So how did you decide to how'd you come here?
I fell in love.
Oh. Oh, that's a Hallmark movie coming up.
Yeah. Like, ooh.
Oh,
So my husband and I met, for the messenger, remember the Hotmail?
oh,
we
yeah,
work
yeah.
we worked together and we met in our workplace, and then he said, okay, you know what, let's meet, and that's how it developed.
So he was
And
US? He was in
he
the
was
US?
he was here, yeah, he was here, and I was in Colombia, but he was working in the office of the business that I was working in Colombia. And we used to talk a lot, for work and stuff. So that's when we started, like, being friends, and that grew and grew and grew, and now 20 years later, and twins, then
Just one set of twins, not two sets of twins.
no, one set of
Okay,
twins.
one set of
Yeah,
twins.
that's it, Deborah. That's enough.
How old are they now?
They're gonna be 16 this
Oh
year.
my, driving.
Yeah, but they're amazing. They're good girls.
That's great.
I,
That's
I have
great. And
nothing to
is he
complain
an
about.
accountant too?
I'm sorry?
Is he an accountant too?
No, he's not. He used to work in the broadcasting and television business. He used to work with
Oh.
Telemundo, yes. And he was laid off in 23. And I was like, you know what? We need someone in the project management team. Why don't you come over? Forget about the television world.
So you're
And
now his boss.
I'm his boss.
Oh, that's just great.
I just hope he's not watching this.
Well, if he's a broadcast guy, might be able to give Don and me some
Oh, yeah.
tips.
And you know what? The funny
Yeah.
part is that he used to work with the YouTube part of Telemundo. So probably he's watching it.
Oh, good. Well, I'll say hi. We hope, hi. Well, that's great. So you have this firm in Miami on Doral, and what kind do you service small businesses? What kind do you have a niche? Who are your clients?
Yes. Yes, we found a niche in 2022, Debbie. It was because it was such a coincidence, because we were working mostly with the construction HVAC clients, and we were like generalists. And then in 2022, we met a client that now is a friend of us, and he was a franchise owner, and he started, like, explaining to us how the business was. And my mind was like, okay, oh my god, this can be the niche. And I started developing everything around him, okay, like
What
all
does
the
he do?
process. he owns he owns some franchises. Okay, the restaurant
Mhm.
franchises. He's a franchise owner.
Okay.
But the thing is that his idea of how to outsource, but we don't call it outsourcing, we call it embedded team. Okay,
Oh, I
so
see, words matter. I think that's great.
it is great
Mhm.
because he used to tell us like, I am never going to create an accounting department. That's too expensive. I don't have time for that. So to me, I would rather work with an accountant team, with an accounting firm that help me grow, and I don't have to be worried about that. So we started creating all the processes. He's such a smart guy. He's very strict with his processes. And we started like implementing his own processes in our firm. And that became like, like my like aha moment. Oh, this is where I need to go. And I started working more with franchise owners and franchisors. And I started like, okay, you know what? We can also do like multi entities because we are working with a lot of consolidation reports and elimination. That's so complex. So okay, let's do that. Even though you are not in the a franchise owner, if you own more than 3 entities that need to be like consolidated, we are the ones.
Now,
Okay,
do you use QuickBooks Online? Do you use desktop? What's your GL?
only QuickBooks Online.
Yeah.
And how do you now
Yes.
have now did you go to QuickBooks Connect this year?
Yes, I did last
And
year.
did
I
you
did.
see the new enterprise with the
Oh yeah.
you
Well, I think it's a good tool, but it's not developed
not
yet.
there yet. Yeah.
Okay, it's not there yet, and I don't
Yeah.
want to be the guinea pig. Okay,
Okay.
when
So
it's
do you use
ready,
an outside tool to do the consolidations like Fathom or Kavinci or something like that?
we are using LiveFlow, Debbie.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
using
Good.
LiveFlow. It's a really good tool, okay? And the fact that they were able to accommodate to this client, because this client has, he's very particular on the way he works with the reporting. So LiveFlow was very open to help us create these customized reports for him. And when a software company helps you do that,
Right.
that's when you get hooked. Like, oh, they
And,
are they
I wish software companies were listening to this. I actually had a meeting with one yesterday, and I said, the problem with a lot of developers is they think they have the answer,
right,
and they
exactly,
don't
and they
listen to us.
don't. Yes.
And then someone else comes along who listens, and we overtake them.
Exactly. Yes. But they listen and listen. LifeFlow team with me, I am not like, oh, the biggest client for them, like, but they listened to me when I found out that the prices were a little bit, like, I'm not getting, like profitability out of this. I talked to them, we negotiated, kaboom. It was amazing. Like it was not like, oh, these are my prices and that's it. No, they were willing
Wow,
to talk to me, and and I was willing to listen because they did it. They customized something for me when I needed it the most.
that's great. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's live flow.
Live load.
All right, well, we'll have to check that out, Donna.
Yes, definitely. I've
We
talked to
learn
them over
more
the
about apps
years.
from our
Yep.
guests that come on this. Oh, I gotta check that one out. You
Yep.
know, that's great. That's great. So is he your main client? And then you took that idea that he gave you and expanded it to other businesses?
Yes, I replicated it.
Great.
Okay, to other businesses.
So do you have any
And
tips for the listeners that are thinking, what could you tell us? Say, this is what would be the one thing you would tell us to do?
the one thing, create processes, Debbie, and stick to them.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. You're singing
Yeah.
my song, baby.
Yep. You're all with,
Because
yeah, that's where I'm at.
when
Yep.
you don't do that and you start accepting the exceptions, the exception becomes the rule,
Yes.
and
Yes.
everything falls apart.
But I wanna help this guy, I wanna help him
Uh,
out. What do you say? "Mm,
No.
no, sorry."
Because that's the thing that we are so people pleasers.
Yes,
Okay, we want to be, we want to make everyone happy. That's impossible.
right. I
mhm.
mean, I always use the example, you don't walk into a steakhouse. You don't walk into Ruth Chris Steakhouse and say, "You know what? I want sushi."
Exactly.
They don't
Yeah.
go out and buy fish. But we do that as accountants. "Oh, you wanna do it like this? You wanna use" say, we're a QuickBooks Online shop, as you are and Donna is. If a
Right.
client comes to us and uses Zero, I said, "Here's your choice. Find another accounting firm or you're gonna switch."
Exactly. That's how it is. Like
Yep.
we stopped like accepting clients for QuickBooks Desktop, or firing the clients who didn't want to switch to QuickBooks Online,
Right.
and that's it. And some of them were mad. I don't care. I don't really care. Like I don't have the time or my team to learn. Oh, let me learn what the new updates for QuickBooks Desktop are, and
Right.
then also learn QuickBooks Online, and then
Right.
also learn all these third party apps are getting us crazy. No, you just have to stick to your tech
You
stack.
find your lane. Now, if you wanna be a QuickBooks desktop specialist, do it,
Yeah,
but then
exactly.
focus on that, same thing
Exactly.
with Zero. I mean, because I know a lot of times people will ask us, "Well, should I learn Zero?" No. I mean, I'm not saying Zero's bad. If you wanna learn Zero, learn that one only. Be good at that one,
Right,
you know?
exactly. That's what I think too, Debbie. Like I don't like to be busy just to learn new softwares that are not going to bring any value to our firm.
Right,
Okay, it's a
right.
waste of time. To me right now is that my team learns how to use AI, how to leverage AI to become more efficient, okay? And also how to use our tech stack to the max,
And what
because
is your
we
tech
are,
stack? What are some of the things in your tech stack?
well, we are using, well, for internal communications, we are a big team, so we use Slack,
Okay.
okay? It's
Yep.
amazing. We
Yes.
use TagDome for
Capstone,
everything
okay.
else, yes. And we use Google. We are not Microsoft, we are Google. I don't know, I love Google, I don't know why.
Do you use
I'm
Excel
with
at
you.
all,
I'm
or
with you on everything. I don't do tax, but yeah,
do you
Google and
use
Slack are
Excel at
my
all? Because
best
I use
buddies.
Excel all the time.
But listen, if you use Excel and you don't have like these complex formulas, Google spreadsheet, it does its work.
Oh,
If
I
you're
have
not doing
complex
like
form you should see my
like
formulas. I my spreadsheets are works of art. This is what
She's
I
very
do, though.
proud
A lot
of
of times
those
I'll create them in
Excel.
Excel, and then I learned this little tip that if like when you paste from Excel into Google, the formulas go away.
all right.
If you hit control tilde and paste it in, they stay.
Oh, okay. That's a good
I
tip.
learned that little trick. I called Donna up and told her, "Donna,
Yeah.
this is what
She
I
was
did."
very, very excited.
So,
She's
but
like crazy about those Excel spreadsheets. And
I
I'm
love
like,
Excel.
please. I don't want
So
Excel
you
at
use
all.
Google and, LiveFlow and
We use Google Live Flow, Tax Dome, which is amazing. It has been like a life changer to us.
now
Um,
you do a lot of tax returns too, or just the accounting, bookkeeping?
we do like we don't do like a lot of taxes, only to the clients that we prepare the accounting form.
Okay.
Okay, because
Mhm.
I don't want to be like promoting taxes and all that, because people what I think about taxes is like people think that is the end game. Oh,
I
I
know.
prepare my
Yes.
taxes and everything else finishes. Okay, no, newsflash. January 1st, everything starts all over again. Okay. You need to have your accounting. And so to me, taxes is not like bringing value to the client, it's more like
Right,
compliance. Okay.
Mhm.
But what I think brings value to the client is helping them build their accounting, understanding their finances. Because listen, this is a cliche, but that's true. People don't know how to read a P&L and L and a balance sheet, and they are
right,
business owners. Okay.
right.
Yep.
The like business owners think when they see their bottom line, oh, I made $100,000. Where's that money? That's the first
Exactly.
question they ask.
He said, "Well, you told me I made $100,000 and my bank balance says 0." Yeah, because your wife took the money out of the bank and got her hair done."
Right?
Yeah,
And Donna, you laugh, but you know it's true.
I know,
Oh, it's an everyday conversation in my
I know,
world.
and then they say, "But I
Yeah.
used a business credit card." I don't care.
And that's when I tell them, listen, you are profit rich but cash poor.
Yes,
Let's check your balance sheet. How many loans do you have? You know, so what I think is that what brings more value is that they understand their cash flow.
yes. Now do you
That's
use
how it is.
LiveFlow for that, or do you use a special software for that, or how do you go over that with the
No,
client?
not really. Like, and I always say this, like when you are running a business is, of course, the skills and everything. But when you make a decision, like a business decision, sometimes you make it with your heart and you make it with your head. But when I make decisions, I listen to my gut. Okay, so
Mhm.
what does my gut tell me? Because everything that happens in your life, you feel it in your gut. if you fall in love, oh my God, I feel butterflies. If
Yeah.
you feel fear, you feel it in your gut
Feel it.
too.
Mhm.
Right? So for the cash flow, it's the same thing. I don't have like a big structured, complex spreadsheet. No, just put your expenses, put your income. Let's see how much you have in your bank account, how much money is flowing in, how much money is flowing out, and that's it. Don't make it complex to the client. It's
Exactly.
very
It's so
simple.
simple. It's
It is
like, okay,
simple.
here's what you collected. Here's what you spent. Here's what you spent on your personal life. Here's all the loan payments that you made. Here's the cash difference.
Exactly.
And
That's
they go,
it.
oh, well,
When you tell them you're in the red, they're like, "Why?" Because
well,
I
because
have $100,000 in the pit.
yeah. I mean, and you add back the non-cash things like depreciation, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I don't want to pay any tax. I go, well, you're heading that way.
Oh yeah, that's another one. I think that's another conversation for another day.
Well,
I
I
don't
always
want to
tell
pay
people my
taxes.
2 favorite ways. They say, "Well," I said, "What's your purpose?" "Well, I don't wanna pay any income tax." I go, "Well, then quit." Or the other
Right?
option is
Exactly.
this: at the end of the year, we're gonna get together and we're gonna see what your profit is. So let's say you made $100,000. I'm going to create an invoice for that amount of money. You pay me that, and then you'll pay no tax. I'm
That's
serious.
a good one. That's a good one, David. I'm gonna do
You
it.
are
I
welcome to
use it now all the time.
and they go,
Oh
"What?"
my gosh,
I
they
said, "You'll
love
pay no tax." I said,
it.
"But you'll write me a check by the end of the year. Here's the invoice." I actually sent them out.
Oh my God.
And they'll go, "Well, what's this? You wanted to pay no tax, and I told you this was one of the ways." That she said, "Oh, okay. So here's the invoice, pay that." Well, then I won't have any money. The goal was for you to pay no tax. So then I go, "Am I gonna have to void this invoice? Do
Oh
you get
crap.
it now?" And they go, "Oh, yeah, I get it now." I said,
Another one that is very funny and it's very good one is the one that is, oh, can I buy a huge car, like,
"Oh, yeah,
to write it
yeah."
off,
I was
Oh.
I'm gonna go
but I
buy
don't
a
have any
car. I
money in
go
my bank account.
I
Uh,
but, the problem is you have TikTokers out there
oh yeah.
that are
Oh.
telling people this. Or they go to the car dealer and it says, "Oh, if you buy a car, you get all this stuff. Or if you put solar on your roof, you get a big tax credit." Oh, I said, and
Yeah.
I think trusting your gut, and I think I'm going to use that. I said, "Does that sound right to you in your gut?" No.
Yeah.
Well, listen to it because it's not.
Yeah, listen, and what I always tell the clients, like, do you have a retirement plan, like, or
Mhm.
are you saving for your kids' college, or do you have an IRA or something like that? And they're like, no, but I don't want to. I want to buy a house. I'm like, okay, how much money have you saved for your emergency funds, or how much money have you saved for that, down payment?
Right.
And people just think that the American dream is to buy a big house with a pool, 5 bedrooms, and I don't think it's that. What I think as an immigrant is, to me, the prosperity is more like, okay, I can have the time to be with my family, have a decent life, okay, save money for my retirement, because hey, we are gonna get old. That's it. That's
I
that's the
know.
only true
I know
in
I'm
our
going to be
lives.
69 in like a month and a half. Oh my God.
I don't want to be working when I'm 80, Debbie.
Well,
Can
Hal's
you
almost
imagine?
80 and he's not quitting. He says, "This keeps me young." And it's funny because when
But
people come in,
listen,
they go,
one thing,
"How old are you?" Because he's gonna be 79 this year.
but Debbie, that's
Mhm.
one thing. Like when you work with, with that inspiration that you don't want to stop working because you want to,
Yes,
but not because you
Yes.
have to.
right.
That's a difference.
And, we're using our brain. He's not out there lifting rocks, like but it's right. I think I always talk about how the business is to support your life.
Right.
Kids through college, retirement plans, fun on the weekends. It's not the reason you have to do that. It's like flossing your teeth. You floss your teeth because you want a beautiful smile. The purpose
Right.
isn't it's not the flossing that's the deal. The business is the flossing of the teeth.
Right.
if you want the beautiful smile. The beautiful smile is what's important to you. What do you value as a business owner? Which is, for me, I like having fun with Hal. I like doing this kind of stuff. I like going to conferences. That's where I go see all my friends.
Yeah, I love it too.
That's
Like
it's
I
our
enjoy it.
vacations.
That's all.
Our
The only people
vacations are the
that
conferences.
yeah, the only people that, when we talk about a bank wreck, they go, "Oh yeah, I go to my ladies' lunches," and I said, "Can we talk about Excel or Google?" What?
Like when I went to QuickBooks Connect last Intuit Connect now last year, I was like,
See,
I don't want
again,
to go to
we
the
always
breakout
call it what we
rooms.
originally
They're
knew it
so boring.
Oh
The break
yeah.
the breakout rooms, they're so boring. Like we like when
Yes.
we get together, I was with Vanessa and Carmen, and we were talking about a lot of things about the business and how we grew the business, and we had to go to the breakout rooms. I was like, I don't want to go. I
No,
find
I
it
would
more
think you learn more in the
substantial.
hallway.
I only went to like a couple and it lasted about 15 minutes in each. And the only reason I was there was to get some film, some footage of the speakers.
I know. Well, I
And
have to
then it
say,
was
Donna
at,
and I are speaking at Scaling New Heights this year
yes.
together.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
is the Scary Hill Heights?
That's in
Where?
Orlando, and
What
that's
are the dates?
I don't know,
June, hold
June
on.
something. But you should
Oh,
come.
okay.
June 20th,
I'm gonna
25th,
check. I'm gonna
something
check
like
what the
that.
dates. Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's in Orlando. It's at the Marriott World Center, and but we're teaching together. And
Oh,
so
that's
we
amazing.
know how people are bored in the breakout room, so it's going to be fun
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
You're
our
going to want to
make
topic
it fun,
come.
Debbie.
what's our topic, Donna? This is the
Oh,
it's
they
so
made
boring
us
we can't
change the
remember
name.
it.
It's so boring. It's like empowering your
Science
clients
through
through
education.
education, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like,
Who wants to go to
okay.
that? We're like, oh, we got to
forget
make
that,
this
man. So we're
better.
going to make it fun
Oh yes, definitely.
because
So
Because
the
it does.
dates are the 22nd. It starts on the 22nd, and we're speaking on the first day in the
yeah,
first session. Yes.
yeah. We get it out of the way.
But
But
that's great because
I like
Debbie,
going
you
to the
have the rest
conference.
of the days.
Yeah, we're done
Yeah.
then for the whole conference. But
Then we're doing YouTube the whole time.
I learn more in the hallways
Yeah.
because I
Yeah,
see my.
definitely.
How are you doing it? Like then sit. Now I get a lot of good tips in the breakouts. But most of the time I learn in the hallways. I know, like last year, I sat down and I was talking to, Brittany Brown, and I just flipped out of my head. She's so beautiful. I mean, it's Laura Redmond.
Oh,
I'm sitting there on the floor going, I can't believe I'm talking to these two. What I mean, they were just, it was just wonderful. I'm thinking, and they let me listen.
Oh my God. So you have something to say, Debbie. That's the thing. Like in this world, everyone has something to say.
Yes.
And it's relevant to everyone because what I've gone through, someone can be having the same situation. And when you listen to that, you're not you feel like you're not alone anymore. That's what happened to me. Like I was all by myself, a silo. Okay. And when I decided to go to alt accountant, I talked to
Mhm.
Hector, and I felt like, oh, but this is not only me. I thought it was only me, you know? And that's what happens when you have this type of business. The
Right.
burnout and everything else. It's real, like for everyone, for all the bookkeepers that are, in this industry. And we have to take care of those that are, coming up to this industry. Like we need to teach them. I wish that when I started the business, I had this type of like information
Yeah. You need a tribe.
available. You need a tribe.
I
That's
was
the
the
word.
same way. 5 years in, I went to Scaling New Heights conference because it was in Utah and I was going to be there anyways. And like within minutes of walking in, I was like, these are my people. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that
I
this
mean, there's
world
other people
existed.
like me. I mean,
Because every up till that point, everybody had told me that my business would never work. Now, mind you, I'm
Mm.
5 years in and making a lot of money, but the people in the world around me were like, it'll never work," because I wasn't telling
because
them
they don't know.
anything because
Hmm.
they were just so negative all the time.
It's like somebody saying, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
these are how you raise your kids. You don't want to have kids. They've never had them."
Yes.
You
Exactly.
tell
Yeah.
me.
I have
If
a
you
couple
get
of those in
married,
my
blah, blah,
world.
blah, and they've never been married. And let me tell
Yeah.
you how to run a successful marriage, and they've been divorced 4 times.
Yeah.
I mean, gotta watch who you listen to. So at these
Yeah.
conferences in these communities, like the Alt Accountant or Reframe, I know like
Hmm.
Donna, I'm a member of that one. I'm a member of Ask a CPA, and I'm a member of Bookkeeping Buds. They all bring you something different, and I just
Right.
adore them all because,
Yep.
I'm around my peeps.
Right, exactly. And one thing that Hector and Carlos did very well with the reframe and alt accountant is that we talked about things that we accountants never talk about. Okay. How
Give
to
us an
handle
example.
yeah, how
Mhm.
to handle conversations with clients, for example. How do you value pricing? How do you do this? Like all those kind of things. Like you are so narrow-minded with your bookkeeping business that you don't see everything else. So that's what it drove me to get into that community because I was so focused only on getting invoices,
I know the
getting
technical
clients.
stuff. Now you have Carlos as your business coach. Tell us what he does with
Yes.
you. What's that
Well, we
like?
sit down every 2 weeks. We started like with different goals in mind. Okay. And right now, what we're doing is Carlos is trying to bring out all that. It's so scary to me because don't like you have as a bookkeeper, you have like some sort of imposter syndrome. Remember, Debbie, I was talking about that with you. And
Yeah.
Carlos is like, no,
Yeah.
do it, no, do this, no, do and he makes me accountable. And I have to do the homework and I have to do this. One of the reasons why I'm doing this and I'm putting myself out there is because he was like, oh, you need to do it. I don't
Now,
care.
and he's helping you write a story. You're speaking or something. You spoke
Yes.
with him. Tell us
Mhm.
about that. That's really interesting.
Okay, so we are working with a marketing agency. I was talking to Carlos about it, and Carlos told me something. It snapped on me, like, Olga, why don't you make this investment good? Because if you want to achieve this in your business, you need to have a website that shows that. Okay, and that costs money. Okay, so forget about that. And I was like, okay, Carlos, you're right. That's when I hired
Guess what?
him.
I went to your website is really nice.
Thank you.
It's
That's the work that's the work with the new marketing agency. They're called Kajabra, and they're only for accountants. Okay,
okay.
and they
Mhm.
invite you to tell your story because everyone has a story. And Carlos was like, okay, Olga, you know what, you have such an amazing story, you have to put yourself out there. And he's like, he is not like pushing me, but he's kind of pushing me, like, like, hey, you need to do it, and please do this, and let's do this homework. And we start like brainstorming with a lot of topics for my team, how to do this, how to do that, and also the sales part. And I was telling you guys, when I traveled last year, my team was able to like take over the business. They did everything else but the sales. Okay. And I was like, what happens if I die? Like, is the
Well, who
business
cares?
going
You're
down?
dead.
Yeah. And I was like, Carlos, I need to train my people to do sales. I can be the only one
Right.
because that way my business is not going to scale. So that the
Mhm.
conversation started that way. Okay, Carlos is teaching me how to like delegate that part of my business to my team in the proper way, so I can do things for my community, teaching what I have done with the business, creating all these processes. It's something that we don't do as bookkeepers because we are so caught up with the work. We are in the hamster wheel every day. We have no time to do this and we have no time to do that. But at the end of the day, if you want to scale, or if you don't want to scale, but at the end of the day, teaching what you know, it's what makes you like a wise person. You know what I mean? So Carlos has been such a rock to me in that part. And now he's like, okay, you're gonna be a coach one day. I'm like, I know. But he's pushing me, like he's taking me out of my comfort zone. That's what he's doing. And I love that
He's
because
wonderful. In fact, he's going to
he
be our
is.
guest in what, a couple weeks.
He's April 15th. He is our guest. Yep. So we're
He,
going to hear a lot about what he does then. But I love the last thing you said is being out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So that is like the thing that I push for every day. Right now, I'm completely out of my comfort zone because I just moved.
Donna
Literally,
moved over the
like
weekend.
put the lights up last night. I hope these work. Oh, I don't know. It's a completely different situation. I don't even know. We're gonna listen to this later and see how how it worked out. But anyway, I love that being out of the comfort zone because so many people get so comfortable and then they just
Yeah.
don't go anywhere or their business tanks because things change.
All the
Right.
And
time, especially it's
yeah, it's
changing at the
constant
speed of light.
changing. So
Now,
yep.
how are you using AI in your business?
Well, Debbie, what I've been doing, I learned a lot of ChatGPT and all that from Hector. Okay, he pushed us to do it. And when ChatGPT started, what I did was like, oh, let's do the letters, like the emails and draft the emails. But then I started learning that you can use ChatGPT for so many things.
Now, do you only
Okay,
use ChatGPT or do
Yes.
you use Gemini or any Copilot or any of the others?
well, I use Claude,
Claude.
Perplexity.
Oh, I got a story
Mhm.
about this Claude thing. I mean, that
Yeah, I use those. And ChatGPT, of course.
you pay for
Okay,
the Claude? You have the pro version of Claude?
I have the pro for all of them
Okay. So you use
because
ChatGPT and Claude. Any others?
yes, and Perplexity.
Oh, okay. Tell me
Perplexity
what
is
Perplexity
amazing.
does.
Well, perplexity is more like when you try to find a resource, like, information, real information with resources and sources. I think perplexity nailed it. Like it's more accurate than ChatGPT. That's my perception. So when I want to do
Mm.
a research, I go to perplexity. When I want to do like a summary of a contract that I don't want to read, I go to Claude. Okay, because Claude is better on that than ChatGPT. But in ChatGPT, what I'm doing is I'm creating chatbots for my team. And this is how I'm doing it. I'm creating all the SOPs. For instance, I have a client, he has like 57 entities. And
Wow.
every entity is like a different story. Okay. They have similarities, but they have some differences. And what we did, we created this massive SOP spreadsheet. And
Now,
we
did you do it by you typed in each direction or did you speak it or how
No,
did you?
for the spreadsheet, we did it manually, like because you have to take the time to do that.
Right, right,
Okay.
right,
Mhm.
And you, as the accountant or as the owner, you need to understand what happens on every file, on every client.
right.
So what I did is I did the accounting for a portion of the entity, then another portion, and I started writing everything down, all the team that is involved, who do you talk to, this and that. It's a massive spreadsheet. I showed it to Carla and she was like, "Oh my God, that's so big."
Oh, I'd love to see it. You
You're
I
speaking her
showed you.
my
language.
language, man.
So at the end of the day, what I did is I translated that when we were like 95% done. I asked my assistant, okay, why don't you translate this into a Word document? Everything that is there, okay? Every
Mhm.
single worksheet. He did that. And I put it into a chatbot and I
Now,
gave
what's a
him all the
chatbot? What explain what that is?
The chatbot is a chat like a custom GPT in ChatGPT. Okay.
Okay.
And you create this, you give him the instructions, you give him everything, like all the details, the prompting. Okay. For example, oh, please do not answer, like do not hallucinate. Only refer to the knowledge. Okay, because ChatGPT sometimes does that.
What does that mean,
Um,
hallucinate?
it gives you answer that you don't know where he got it from.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
Funny
crazy.
that you're calling it a he.
I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, let the guys work for us, man. The women are in charge.
So when we do that in ChatGPT, and I gave him all the prompting and everything. So I started like testing it. And for instance, oh, where do I put this expense in the chart of accounts of this entity? Oh, this is on this account, or this vendor is this. Oh, you should add it to this account.
You
That's
just
one of
ask
the
ChatGPT. You don't research it in QuickBooks Online. Well, what did I do before?
no, because everything is there. Like they are so particular in their accounting that you will have to do a research for everything that they are doing. When you have multiple entities, Debbie, that could be a nightmare for you
Oh, I
to prepare an
know.
accounting. Okay. And right now, I'm training my team to do the intercompany reconciliation with ChatGPT with that chatbot because they can do
Yeah.
that. They can just upload the spreadsheets. Oh, okay. Give me the table and give me the differences and give me where is the difference? Where does the difference come from? So those are the kind of things that you can do in your business with ChatGPT.
You have to actually get very creative. Like yesterday,
Oh,
I had a
yes.
new client that, this crap came in, having to redo the whole chart of accounts. So I
Mm,
exported all the transactions. I go, I want to come up with a chart of accounts, numbering, blah, 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 blah. Put it in it did it.
I know.
And I'm
I
like,
know.
I would have spent 2 days going through this, you know, and I I was speechless. I mean, it's like amazing the create but you have to think, oh, well,
You have
how
to
can I
think.
ask the question to get the result? Like, I know I saw Hector did a thing on the webinar last week with CPA Academy, and he showed Claude.
Mm,
And I
okay.
went, oh my God. And just that right after the webinar, I got a call from a client. She needed a 12-month and 24-month forecast about how her business was doing. The bank wanted it.
Oh.
Calls me up. So I said, well, what is it you need? So the bank sent her this boring spreadsheet. So I said, all right, I asked her some questions. I made some assumptions. I said, how many people do you have? Blah, 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 blah. What kind of growth rate do you have? I took the 2 months. So I stuck it into Claude. I hope she's not watching this.
Let's edit this part, Donna.
Yeah. So it returned this document that I about fell on the floor. I spent more time formatting the tables that showed the growth than actually. So I sent it to her the next morning. She goes, oh my God. I said, I stayed up all night doing it.
Well, we could
The
go on so much
bank
about
was
like
amazed.
AI and ChatGPT. Really, I run the YouTube channel. Like, I just put everything into ChatGPT. It builds the images for me. It builds the intros.
Amazing.
It's using chatbots to do the whole thing within
Yeah.
it. So it's awesome. We could go on forever, but we are over
We are
time
out
right
of
now.
time. So we
Oh
went
my
6 minutes.
God.
I
I
kind of,
know it goes so quick.
we
I
told her it would go
know.
fast. But
That
this has
happens when
been
you're
great.
having a great time, Donna.
Yeah, you have been
Yes.
great. Thank you so much for being our guest today, and I will see
Thank
you
you.
in the alt accounting, well, the reframe
The
community,
reframe, yeah.
and online and on LinkedIn and all that crapola. But thank you, Olga. So everybody go check Olga's website out, neatbooks.com, neatbooksllc.com. What's the website?
Neatbooksllc.com, yes. And
And
you can
you're
connect
looking
with me in LinkedIn as well.
and you're looking for 3 new employees, right? You're hiring.
Yes,
She's
yes, we
hiring.
are.
So, anyway, but thank you again. And until next week.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
All right. Thank you so much.